Hey guys, this is Peter, and if you've been watching my channel, you know that I use T-Mobile Home Internet. It's an excellent way to get internet service if it works for you. But I'm going to show you how to supercharge it. So you can make T-Mobile service, which has some incredible pricing out there. You can make it work even better for you. Here, look, here's the actual prices if you don't have T-Mobile phones. But of course, if you're willing to switch, T-Mobile's excellent. I think T-Mobile has proven themselves kind of the leaders when it came to 5G. We buy the frequencies from our FCC, and they knew what they were doing. AT&T and Verizon showed that they did not know what they were doing, bought some of the wrong frequencies. T-Mobile's stepping up, though, and actually giving access to create an open market. They're giving access to some of those bands. But that's not what we're here to talk about. I really like T-Mobile. It does work quite well for me. But I don't really like the modem that they give you. Sure, it's free, but it's like a pair of rabbit ear antennas for your television. Yeah, it'll work, but if you're having some difficulties with the rabbit ear reception, look at this. They've even done what we're doing and going outside with the signal. But there's still reasons to go beyond this. This is their finest modem. This is the 4G AR, and yeah, it will have external ports. But now you have to pay for a good antenna, and we're looking at close to $400, $300, $400 for a really good antenna, but that only gets you outside signal. It'll improve your reference signal receive power, it'll improve your signal to noise, all of that, and I'm going to show you that real quick. But I'm going to show you why I even go beyond that. And here's the bands that they finally give you. They're all different with each radio, and this one is their finest. And where is that? The bands. Here's the N25. Good, because my original one that they gave me, N41, N71, nothing in between. It's either ultra capacity or extended range. Nothing in between. 600 megahertz and 2500 megahertz. Big difference. N25 and N66 do fill that gap, but the even more exciting one is N77, 3.7 gigahertz, and you better be outside to get that one because it's not coming inside. Higher frequencies, they bounce a lot, but they do not penetrate anything. Take the automobile car that we've talked about before. You hear someone else's radio in traffic, you hear their low frequencies. They penetrate things, they travel far. High frequencies like the treble, well, they don't penetrate and they do not travel far, and that's why you just hear people's bass. So N77 is going to be the new backbone for a lot of these networks, and it's where you want to be. The one I'm talking about this is what I have. It's called an Amplimax Ultra. It is an outdoor modem. This is a 4x4 MIMO antenna that goes outside, powers over Ethernet, points directly. People go, is it omnidirectional? No, it is not. Omnidirectional sounds neat because, wow, I get so much flexibility. But if your tower isn't moving and your home isn't moving, for automobile applications, omnidirectional is awesome. Otherwise, you want directional. Have you ever seen an NFL game and they're listening into the quarterback huddle? Guess what? They have a parabolic microphone, highly directional, and that's how you focus. That's what elsys has done for cellular. They're highly focused, and that's what we do. So here's what I've done. Here's my signal now. Oh, it's giving me a 98. I usually get a 99, but I have a very, very good signal. And check out my signal, by the way. You notice I don't have two bands. Normally you have N41 and then some 4G band. Well, I have two 4. Look, I have N41, N25. Those are two 5G bands, and N66 in the middle. But what I really want to point out to you is, A, this can't do that. Nothing that T-Mobile has can do that. But this third band, look at the signal that I'm getting. I'll go through this because it's kind of nerdy. But this is reference signal receive power. Most of you call these bars, right? So how many bars do you get? Well, this is 5 bars for sure. You want something that is close to, well, under 100. 80 is great. Negative 76 is below 80. That's a freaky good score. Signal quality. Negative 10 is the gold standard. You're looking for negative 10, and of course we've got it. Reference signal receive quality. But perhaps the best number that you're trying to get here is signal to noise ratio. You want above 20 or 20. 20 is the gold standard. 26 is way above 20. So that is just a great score. Their bandwidth. Usually this is at 100, but for some reason, maybe they're working on something, it's at 90 megahertz. So 90 and 20, that's some good, that kind of lets you know how much data you can pull over this thing. And these are the different bands. It's not how quickly you can, this is how much data you can. N25, apparently they're bringing that one up still. That should be even higher. N77, when that gets in the mix, you're going to see some almost asynchronous data movement for up and down. And that's where this really shines. Here, let me show you the speeds that I'm getting out of this. Same price I was paying before, getting 200 megabit and 20. I'm now getting 700 and 150 up. That is just exceptional. Now, well, results may vary, but this is the kind of antenna that will help you get there. So it's all about better signal and then more options. So let me show you what I mean by that. So yeah, all the bands that they were getting, right? We saw what T-Mobile was doing. They've got some good bands. Yay. And we get very similar bands with this one. In fact, a couple extras. But what you can do is you can turn off certain bands and say, I don't care what the reference signal receive power is that you're getting. Do not lock to N71 because it's trash, right? So I turned it off. 600 megahertz is not your ideal situation unless you're in the woods. If you're smelling pine trees, well then that's actually your saving grace. And it's good, but you don't want it if you have other options. The way that these devices, all the modems that I've seen, choose bands is based on reference signal receive power, or bars. How many bars do I get? If you have a slightly better score somewhere, like an N71, than you did on an N41, boom, it's going to give you that one. You might not want that. You can turn it off with this device. That's huge. The other thing is you can choose different modes or protocols of 5G. I could choose 5G SA, which means standalone. It's going to give me 2 bands of 5G only. But when I choose 5G NSA, I get up to 3 bands. And guess what? There's even one that you can set it where it's all, you can turn off everything in 5G, it'll go to 4G, and you can pick up even 5 bands. So if you're incredibly remote and you need some good service, this will reach further. T-Mobile guys that I've talked to said, wow, this thing extends our network considerably. So they really like this device. Anyway, there we go. The reason I want to show you today is additional things I can do with the firmware. So we're talking about port forwarding, and that's what we're going to cover today. But I can also do DDNS, which is here, let me just show you the boom. Let's log in. Yeah, one of the most important things you want to do with your device is, these are my attached devices. I'm going to go to advanced setup. Look at this. I'm using my own router. This is from Netgear, and Netgear does a wonderful job with their routers, and it has full features. T-Mobile doesn't give you any of these features. Why? Because features equal questions, and questions equal support calls, and they don't want to hear from you. Plug it in and it'll work. That's what they want. And in many situations, you plug it in and it works. But is that good enough for you? Hell no. If you're watching this channel, you're like, not even close. I want to get in there and I want to drive the boat. So here we go. Let me show you some of these advanced things. I like to do LAN setup. If you have a printer, you want to be able to fix your location. Here's my Canon printer, and there's the address. Every time this thing boots up, give my printer this address. If you ever try to print after a reboot and you're like, my printer's changed, I got to rediscover my printer all over again. God, you've probably been doing that for 15 years. But this is the solution. You tell it that it's going to be at 192.168.1.25. Sure, freeze it in stone. Now when I set up my drivers to print from Windows, it will always find my printer. Reboot, no reboot, power outage. Guess what? My printer doesn't move. It's always there. I'm going to do the same thing with my network attached storage drives. I have 3 of them here. So I have my Fairwood server, which is a Synology drive. I have Edge Computing, which is a Synology drive. And of course, I have my new Ugreen DXP 4800. So the one I want to show you today is Plex, and it runs on my 2 network attached storage from Synology. And here it is. And here it is. Well, and you'll see I have 2 different servers. I have my Synology NAS and my Edge Computing NAS, and they're both contributing to this. I'd like to even span it with my new one, but I haven't got there yet. But here's the trick to doing that. So you have to go here, and once you froze these 2 in stone and say, hey, these ones always get this address internally, now you can go to advanced Here's the trick. Port forwarding. Port forwarding, they both are going to use the same internal port. That's what Plex sets up. So there's 32400, and I gave them better external addresses. This actually improves this your Plex server, even if you only have one server. Go ahead and give it a different external port. I gave them 2 external ports, and guess what? Now they both show up, and they work beautifully. So one of the things I wanted to show you is if I go here to the wrench, and then if I go to particular drive, okay, Synology's fine. There's my Synology setup. Go to the dashboard. It'll show you all who's been watching. I'm going to show you the last 30 days. And yeah, my daughter's way out in Chicago. She's been watching for 14 hours. She loves binge watching stuff. This is absolutely getting through. That's my wife playing for 4 hours. That's me watching for 8 hours. Yeah, my daughter in Chicago watches a lot of television. But there you go. It's definitely working 100%. This has been working for months. I was going to show you my Amplimax. I just set it up and rebooted it, but I had over, because I just rebooted it, this was saying 80 days. 80 days without a reboot. Absolutely rock solid. Incredible scores like this. That's what you're after. So if you're looking for a little bit of more control, T-Mobile's going to charge you the same plan whether you grab 1 band, 3 bands, whether you get 200 megabits or 700 megabits, whether you're doing 20 up or 150 up. Unlimited is unlimited, and I've been having a great time with this. This has been the way to supercharge things. I can play games on it because I did that DDNS trick. I'll put a link to that, but the trick was here. In advanced settings, you go to DDNS and you go ahead and you report your host name to a third-party server, and guess what? It just works. So whether I'm in my car or I'm on an airplane now, they allow you to pull out your phone and watch entertainment. I actually stream things from my NAS drive in the garage, and now I'm going to be able to stream it from 2 different NAS drives, and that is even cooler because now I don't have to like move all of my movies. There they go. I don't have to move my movies to a new server. I just grow this server. So yeah, this one slowly getting some movies on there. And what I like is when I go to home, this Fall Guy in a different key and Obesity are only on my edge computing, and when I go home, they're in the mix. So there it is, and some of these are only on my new drive, so I can see that they're working them together in a different key. That one was also on that drive, but that's on both drives. It's here. So anyway, I've been thrilled with this. That has been merging the 2 together ever so nicely. And there you go, guys. That's how you supercharge T-Mobile. I can play games on it. I can serve from it. And when you're getting scores like this, whether you're backing up to the cloud or backing up to anything, you want that kind of up. So I do back up stuff to the cloud. I also back them up to my NAS. But that kind of upload score is just off the hook. When you've got T-Mobile, when you've got a YouTube video and you're trying to post it online, what used to take 20 minutes now takes a matter of seconds. It's absolutely fun. I love hitting that upload button and just watching it go brrr, because that's the way you do it. Anyway, guys, there you go. Oh, this also supports the bridge mode, what we just talked about before. I love getting 3 different bands on 5G NSA. I do like the 5G SA option and the 4G LTE Plus. 5 different bands of 4G. This is a killer modem, and if you don't have one of these, I've been talking about this being my favorite modem for about a year now. So absolutely, there is nothing else. People say, what antenna should I get? Antennas are only going to get you a better signal. You'll get better signal to noise ratio. You'll get better power, but you're not going to have any control over which bands you pick. You can't turn anything off. You can't craft your signal. You can't change protocols. You want to do all that stuff? This is the only device I've seen that'll do it. And there you go, guys. I'll put a link to this down below. Absolutely cranks. And then it also allows you, because it acts as a modem only, allows you to use your feature-rich access point. This is actually a mesh unit, so I can put multiples around my house. I've been thrilled with this. This is the Netgear Orbi, and I highly recommend it. It works so well with this unit. And there you go, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll put the links down below to all this stuff. Do ask me questions. I'm happy to share. I've made it entirely reproducible all the time. See you in the next one, guys.